Welcome to The Exchange, our new international business show. I'm Guy Schoen, bringing you the biggest news and interviews from all around the business world. Coming up on the show, flying high, the most influential airline boss on the planet joins us to explain how technology is helping business bounce back after the COVID-19 catastrophe.
We are a very robust competitor, and people should know that we will always find ways to conduct our business to the maximum.
The power of connection. We report from the touchless airport, where billions have been invested on futuristic tech to make business travel safer. And how to survive and thrive after the economic storm. Travel analyst Simon Calder gives us his warning on the commercial challenges ahead. Now, it's impossible to imagine an industry harder hit by COVID-19 than the airline sector. Flights grounded, thousands of jobs destroyed, the worst crisis in a lifetime. But through it all, Qatar Airways never stopped flying. Well, their group chief executive and the One World Alliance chairman, Akbar Al Baker, joins me now. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. So, what's the real story then? How bad has this pandemic hit the airline sector?
As a matter of fact, it's not only aviation industry that has been affected. I think the entire economic structure of the entire globe has been decimated by this one unseen enemy, the COVID virus. It's important for people to realize that this COVID-19 is going to stay with us for long term, and they will need to adjust their lifestyle, their behavior, in order to get back to a normal way of living.
It's been so difficult, hasn't it? How's your organisation managed to weather the storm?
There is two important factors in every business. You should take risk and you should be decisive. And in both these things, Qatar Airways has shown its resilience of how we operated. We never stopped flying. We connected 3.1 million people in the initial stages of the lockdown of the pandemic to connect them and deliver them safely to their loved ones. We never shut the hub. We are today the global connector for the people. So we have really made our mark in our industry. And of course, advertising the name of my country, Qatar, all over the world.
So what do you see happening then over the next 12 months ahead?
We have to completely keep on revising our operating strategies and our operating pattern, because every day, with short notice, countries are closing their airports and closing their borders. So it all depends on how you plan and how there is a will from the governments to make sure that it is very strictly implemented. And this is the answer.
So when it comes to the future then, do you feel confident?
We are a very robust competitor. And people should know that we will always find ways to conduct our business to the maximum, to make sure that every single business opportunity is taken by us. We have a robust team of people that work in the airline, and it is a credit to my entire team. And most importantly, the support of the people of Qatar that they give to this airline.
Mr. Al Baker, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Now, as airline travel gets back to some kind of normality, Sherazad Safla reports on a unique form of technology being used to make travel safer.
This is one of the most interconnecting hubs in the world. Despite the pandemic, activity is increasing here at Hamad International Airport, the first and only in the Middle East and Asia to be awarded a Skytrax 5-star COVID-19 airport safety rating. 60% of the world's population is within an 8-hour flight of Qatar. Business travelers encounter some of the most advanced technology ever seen, not only in the air, but on the ground too. These smart screening helmets check all passengers using infrared thermal imaging, artificial intelligence, and augmented reality. This disinfectant robot releases concentrations of ultraviolet-C light in high traffic zones to decrease viruses and bacteria. And all travellers must present their mobile health application to the airport's fully vaccinated staff. Check-in is contactless, utilising Happy Hover technology. On board, a UV cabin system kills pathogens. Air filtration systems with HEPA filters remove almost 100% of viral and bacterial contaminants from recirculated air. No industry could have prepared for the impact of this global pandemic, but for the aviation industry, it's an even greater challenge. And in this ultra-volatile era, only a handful can say they've made the grade to put passengers' minds at ease.
Sherazad Safla there reporting on the changing face of airport technology. But just how secure can the airline sector really feel over the 12 months ahead? Well, earlier we spoke to airline analyst Simon Calder.
As we know, the skies have been as empty as the average office over the past 15 months, and the airlines in late May basically concluded that things will not come back to previous levels for perhaps 4 or 5 years. For any airline, the next year is going to be critical and painful.
Now it's time for our quick roundup of the other business stories around the world in our Business in 60. Well, it's been AGM time for Mumbai-based multinational company Reliance Industries. Back in 2020, Reliance became the first Indian company to break the $200 billion market valuation barrier. All eyes then will be on its recent tie-up with Google and plans to create the world's first truly affordable 5G smartphone. In Europe, the European Commission's flagship research and innovation event kicks off, bringing together business leaders, policymakers and the public to debate the future of innovation in Europe and beyond. And finally, the world-famous cargo carrier FedEx makes a much-anticipated fourth quarter earnings announcement. FedEx is one of the largest fleets in existence and has not really suffered major financial losses during the COVID crisis, posting estimate-beating earnings for at least the last 2 quarters in a row. Well, investors, they'll be watching intently to see if yet again FedEx delivers a welcome financial surprise. Well, that's all we have time for on this edition of the show, but please do join us again next time on The Exchange.